All right. Here we go. Here we go once again. Welcome to our weekly Sunday communion. Hello, I am Russ. I will be Russ for the remainder of this, right? Yeah, not podcast episode. Boy, that was a hey. It's my brain's thawing out. We don't talk a lot about weather here, but it's just been. If you're in the United States, it's been cold, and I don't have a cold, but I've been cold. 27 hours of overtime this week. It's been pretty crazy. So, dude, thank you all for coming here. Right off the bat, just because we've had problems, please, for the love of God, let me know if the sound's okay. Uh, you know, we just want to be, you gotta have good sound. You can't have crap sound. The people demand good sound, and we want to deliver that good sound to you. So, yeah, for those of you watching on the replay, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I love having you here. I love that you're donating your time to us together while we share it here for once again. Anyway, I'm so happy and thrilled to just talk with you people. There it is already. What does he mean by you people? Well, you people on the other end that are so nice enough to watch here. So, yeah, we're going to just do a quick topic. John, who's in the chat, sent this to me through email, and I thought, you know what? It's kind of an interesting thought because what they talk about is people overblowing things and throwing numbers out, and when you don't have context for some numbers, things can look scary and sound really, really big, but they're not that bad when you put things into context. So we're gonna touch on that just a little bit. And hey, I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs and Bills, but it looks like the Chiefs just took the lead, so we're almost down to the final four in the world of the NFL. Big doings here in the United States. For those of you that aren't, Shamir, hey man, I know up there in Canada you got the CFL. Goofy league. I don't understand all of it. I know it's a short field and you get different. I don't even know, 3 downs or something. It sounds like a weird version of our football here, down in the lower 48 that you got. So once again, thank you everybody for popping on in, and we're gonna do dividend news. We'll get to that. Don't worry. There's some little bit of news blurbs, couple dividend raises that we got for you going on. So. There's a few of you in here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Sorry about this. I didn't go live on good old Instagram. So welcome to those that watch on Instagram too. I can't comment on it live. I don't know why. You didn't need to know that, but either way, hey, you know, Kramer loves the CFL. Why does Kramer love the CFL? I don't know. Oh, dude, Dresh, Dresh, I was about to just throw in the towel and just end my night early and shut it all down. So, thank you. I don't know if I want to sound like a DJ, but anyway, so here we go with the again, John sent this, and it was from somebody that I'm not familiar with, but it's a Yahoo News article, so you know it's got to be good if it's coming from Yahoo News, right? But either way, this is something, just remember, that you could come across in your travels and your days and whatever it is that you're doing out there in the world. So here we go from Yahoo News. Real estate market, the U.S. real estate market will be, air fingers quote, very ugly next year. Howard Lutnick warns. So Howard Lutnick is the CEO of a Cantor Fitzgerald. There it is. I forgot it for a second. He's the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. And okay, so he's probably got more insight than we do, right? Yes, I would hope so. And he was talking with Maria Bartiromo. And he said he thinks there's going to be a generational shift. There's going to be a massive default in loan sales for the real estate market. But anyway, so this is going to be real quick, just to teach us a lesson, and then we can get on to your questions and things you want to look up and news and whatnot. But anyway, so he says he thinks there could be 700 billion in default, and 700 billion to 1 trillion in defaults coming. So he's gone up a few hundred billion right there to get to that 1 trillion, and thinks it's going to be a very, very ugly market in owning real estate over the next, 18 months, 2 years. Hey, he's throwing that number out there. Is it going to happen? Nobody knows. He doesn't know. I don't know. You don't know. and he thinks that high rates would result in commercial loans being wiped out. But when you get to that, so it was a real short article, not too much more in there. That was he thinks there's not going to be 175 point. So he thinks that it's overblown, that they're not going to cut that much. Rates are going to be higher for longer. But either way, the point I want to make to you is, so remember that number. Even if we're at 1 trillion in defaults coming, it sounds really bad, right? You're like, ooh, that's rough. But everybody, check this out from Statista. And by the way, the link to this article and down below are also, I'm not sharing Statista. Here we go. Share this tab instead. Okay. Now we're sharing this tab instead. From Statista, Real Estate Insights. Look at this. The value of the real estate market is projected to reach $120 trillion in 2024. If 1 trillion defaults, that's less than 1% of the U.S. real estate market defaulting. It may suck for some people. Some businesses may struggle, so we got to watch that. And then the residential real estate market here is projected to be about 94 trillion in the United States. That's the whole thing, the whole shebang. So there you go. If you just read the headline, you just read oh my God, 1 trillion. And too bad. Yesterday this was working. I don't know why. There was a glitch in the matrix, but these all had numbers, and I think it was by 2028, 160 or something. I know you're looking at a blank chart here, and I swear to God it was there yesterday. So there you go. That's the lesson. That's the fear porn, the bear porn. If it bleeds, it leads. They try to get us all wrapped up in these numbers. And let me know what you guys think. That's it. Done. So now we can hang out and chat. I want to do things more quick like this. Just, I don't know, maybe a quick thing I learned. Share with something. Share something with you guys that I think is just interesting. So, yeah, what's on you guys' mind? What do you think about that? Do you agree? Do you ever do that? See a headline number and think it looks really big, but we should always try to put things in context. And when you hear something like that about a market or a business or whatever, try and think of just, when in doubt, zoom out and think a lot bigger. And that's real estate's always loco. Four loco. I drank the 5 loco once. I didn't drink 5 loco. I don't even know what 5 loco was. I remember back in the day with anyway, yeah, so we can do dividend news. Why don't we do that right quick? Get it out of the way while you guys are warming up, still filing in. Yeah, some of those you might have to rewind it just to check out the quick. I don't know. Not the craziest topic. I know. You guys are the troopers that are here, and I love you for it. So we'll do right off the bat. We'll get dividend news out of the way just because I'll probably forget if we don't do it. So away we go to the land of dividend news. Here, let me blow that up a little bit more for some of you that may be a little bit older. Alliant. No, we did on the podcast. I was like, wait, I've talked about this. No, I did on the podcast. Look at that. In Wisconsin, in Wisco and Iowa, they raised their dividend 6.1%. Alliant, ticker LNT. This is their 20th consecutive year. Hooray, Alliant. 3.93% yield. Safety score, they say, of 63. This we talked about in the latest video. Leggett and Platt. Yeah, it's the betting segment. It's not just them. It's Sleep Number Select was another one that's having problems. I think Casper, they're all seeing the slowdown. People aren't spending as much. I don't know about those Sleep Number Select bets. Do you have one? Let us know in the comments below if you're watching this on replay even. And I don't know, man. It seems too much for me. Is it a bed or is it a robot? What are we trying to do here? But either way, they reaffirmed Leggett's 50 borderline safety score with a stupidly high 8% dividend yield. And they just keep getting hammered. Simply Safe refreshed their outlook on National Fuel Gas. Ticker NFG, another business I'm not familiar with. Do you own National Fuel Gas? 4% yield and a 95. Very safe safety score. Fastenal, ticker FAST. Raised their dividend 11%. 26th consecutive annual increase. Shout out Fastenal, 2.25% yield. Not too shabby, and look at that, 11% growth. Duh, it says the big number right there. Read that big number, Russ. Come on, man. Onioke, ticker OKE. I know Darth Dividend, he was texting. Hope I'm not spoiling anything here for him, but he bought more Onioke. Raised their dividend 3.7%. And it looks for me like because they acquired Magellan midstream, they want to get more into refining. And from what I could tell, 5.65% dividend yield on that. Couple more. They refreshed their outlook on Kellanova. Safety score of 66. That's interesting. 4.15% for basically a cereal company, I believe. Oh, no, it was the other one, right? No, Kellanova's doing the cereal, I think they kept. Because it threw me. It says packaged foods and meats, but yeah, I think they're keeping that. Another downgrade for Advanced Auto Parts. That was one that I'll toot my horn on that. I saw they had a traditionally low free cash flow payout number. That sucker shot up real high, and I didn't like it. I was starting to build out a position, and I sold. So that one I got right. There might be another cut coming for Advanced Auto Parts. Couple raises here. I think we're going to end with Con Ed, Consolidated Edison, up there in New York City. New York. It grows the dividend by 2.5%. Celebrating 50 consecutive annual increases. I don't know how to do a New York accent if that's... I can get the Chicago accent down. 90, very safe for Con Ed. And I think this is the last one here. Oh, yes. Valero, ticker VLO. Raise their dividend 4.9%, and they continue to steadily buy back shares. Do you own any of these? Let us know in the comments off to the side. I wanted to say below, and I think that's all I wanted to share. Actually, while you guys are chatting here, I did want to bring up a Seeking Alpha article I get. It shows the week ahead, and they actually had a blurb about my... Yeah, so this is what happens when you're trying to talk to you, read what's on the screen, and then do 10 things. But let's see how I can share this. Anyway, so they show what is coming in the week ahead, and I think it is just an email. And yeah, I don't want to share my whole email here thing, but anyway, real quick, we got some earnings coming up. I'll just read them to you, and then we'll be done. On Tuesday, we got Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Netflix, Verizon, Texas Instruments, Lockheed Martin. On Wednesday, earnings from Tesla, Abbott Labs, IBM, AT&T, General Dynamics, CSX, talk about train stocks. Thursday, we got earnings from Visa, Intel, Comcast, Union Pacific, Southwest Airlines, Levi Strauss, we talked about them. Southwest Airlines we talked about, not Levi's. And then Friday, American Express, Colgate-Palmolive, Norfolk Southern. And then dividends, we got some dividend increases they are thinking about that are going to raise their dividends. Nexstar Media looks like they're going to raise their dividend. They project from $1.35 to $1.54. Elevance Health looks like they're going to raise to $1.67 from $1.48. Blackstone from 90 to 80. And Comcast from 31 to 31 cents from 29. So I got to find a better way to share this so we're not just looking at all my email folders and stuff. But sorry about that. So there you go. That one wasn't as exciting. You got to watch me watching off to the side, reading you some slew of earnings coming this week. I'm looking forward to tea. I'm hoping just, oh, please, baby Jesus, that tea crushes earnings and everybody wants to rush in and buy shares from me because that's kind of what I've been waiting for. And oh, I thought you were talking about Kramer from Seinfeld. That threw me. Or who are you talking about, Shamir? I thought you were talking about Cosmo Kramer. Maybe not. Maybe you're talking about Jim Kramer. Yeah, so that was the bear porn we got to. Just quick. I think it was a little bit of bear porn from Yahoo News. Yeah, maybe it was a stretch. Hey, Papa's been busy this week. Papa's been swamped. Pep, your good old Peepaw here has been. It was a stretch. So now after this video. Oh, by the way, I talked with Jonah Weingarten today. who's I don't know if he's in the chat tonight or not. We did an interview. That will be the next video when it gets done. Hopefully by Friday. We shall see. There you go. So Kellanova is the non-North American cereal company. Excellent, excellent. Kellanova, wait, is the international cereal and global snacks company. You confused me there, Shamir. Okay, I guess. Oh, I understand. You're right. Hey, it's Sunday night, man. It's Sunday night. Yeah, and I know you were more concerned with REITs, so I kind of spun it into something different. And it just depends on the REITs and what they have. They're all going to be affected differently, but I think overall, most of them are going to be okay. There's probably going to be bumps in the road. So, yeah, the telecoms do report this week. You're right. You're right. We'll see. Hey, we can hope. Yeah, there we go. I'll drink to that. I'll probably be the only one. You were talking about Cosmo Kramer. Fantastic. I miss Cosmo Kramer. Well, he lives forever in reruns, right? What's a rerun? All right, bank stock dividend. Talked to my brother about it. He said he was asking his bank about it and said he's going. I guess it's. I mean, you're just talking about the rate, like a J.P. Morgan and their dividend. They're qualified dividends unless they're Canadian banks, which. I don't know if you guys listen to the Dividend Talk podcast. I highly recommend it. I shared it in the newsletter, which went out today. Link to that is below, or just go to dapperdividends.com. And I wasn't aware that there is a insurance provision. I think they consider high risk real estate loans or mortgage, right? High risk mortgages where I think the borrower has less than 20%. Shamir, do you know about this? Correct me if I'm wrong. If the borrower has less than 20% down, I think it is, then they have to pay for insurance. That's the Canadian government will take care of if they default. Is that correct? So from what I understand, there's very little risk to the banks that are making the loans, the mortgage loans in the Canadian housing market. Little interesting wrinkle I was not aware of, so that's interesting. But yeah, Andrew, it depends what bank you're going for. There's a ton of them, but you say the 4 bank stocks, and that's it depends. You know, I was listening to the 2006 Berkshire annual meeting, and Warren during that said financial institutions are so complex and difficult for him to analyze and understand, but not only for him, he also said for the people on the inside, he thinks that the board, that CEOs inside the financial institutions don't even fully grasp and understand everything because of just all the moving parts that are going on in the business. And you hear me, I think there's things like derivatives and things get marked to market, and there's just, I don't know, all those. I think it could be difficult. So a lot of people feel better just buying JP Morgan. You just buy the biggest and the baddest on the market, and unless it's a small regional bank, maybe that doesn't have as many. So I'd love to know what you guys think about the banks. Oh, used to XLF, is that's the ETF that holds all the banks, right? All the financials. Yeah, his bank stocks dividend. I hope he follows through. There should be fine, but again, it depends, man. There's a lot of financial institutions. There's a lot of regional banks out there, hundreds of them, I would assume. Maybe not hundreds of regional banks, but there's a lot of bank stocks that pay a dividend. Go to Finviz. You could go to finviz.com, and you know what? Let's do that for you, Andrew, for a minute here. Let's go to the Finviz. Here we go. Let's see if I can find this right quick. I love Finviz, by the way. I love you, Finviz. So finviz.com, you can do this. Just go to, might be able to go to groups and go to financial. And where's the, I think it's here. I guess I stand corrected. Let me try the screener, just the good old screener. I thought there was a subcategory for industry. Here we go. Banks. So you got diversified banks and regional banks. So, look who was right. Let me zoom in. Close these ads. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We got 362 regional banks listed up in here. So that is a ton of them. And let's see the highest yielding one. Dividend. So we go dividend yield. You sort by positive. It does it right away. 315 of them. So few of them actually don't pay. And then you want to go to, I believe it is financial that has it. It is not financial. Maybe valuation. One of these has dividend yield on it. Price to sales. Come on, where is dividend yield? Was it an overview? No. Anyway, it'll be in one of these. I know this is fantastic, right? Yeah, one of the I don't know where it is. One of these had a dividend yield. We don't want the performance. Oh, come on, where is it? I don't know. It's somewhere here. This is ownership. I thought it was in finance. Oh, here. I was right. Good Lord. Let's sort it the other way. So the highest yielding is Kentucky First Federal Bank Corp that has a dividend yield of 10.15%. It looks like it's $3.94 a share. It could be yucky. And then second is Bancolombia with a 10% yield. So there you go. For those of you that love yields and you got a lot of risk, you could do this. You go to FinViz and you could spend hours on FinViz. You really could get lost in there. And I do sometimes. I like it. Why can't you? No, you guys should be able to see what I'm seeing, right, man? Ray, I shared it. I know, I could see it, man. I could see it. I just saw it on my phone. All right, let's see. Oh my God, you guys just threw up a bunch of comments on the board. Here we go. U.S. makes you buy insurance if you don't have 20% down. It's an extra 1%. Yeah, that's PMI, right? Thankfully, I remember that because we had the PMI insurance. I loved it when we paid it off. It was a little extra money. So, yeah, good point, Clifford. Dude, Clifford, you come to the rescue sometimes, man. I love it. That is just awesome. Mark says, when looking at regional banks, focus in the areas with the most growth, similar to REITs. Where do you think that is? Do you think that's not on the coasts, but, in the Sun Belt or Rust Belt or, I don't know, we got all these belts. We got more belts than Macy's and J.C. Penney's. Still's got some TFC. Truist Financial. That is one that Craig, right? SCHD Stan likes. 7,000 U.S. banks, yeah. Clifford, I got close, man. I was close. I did say hundreds. Mark, there you go. You like Truist Financial? Yeah, it's a popular one. Yes, it did. I'll drink to that. I've been my water. This is a cup. One of my kids' cup. The color changing cups. Like, what are you drinking? That's red. Is anybody old enough to remember Hypercolor? I had to get a Hypercolor shirt when I was in grade school. I don't remember, junior high. It was silly. You put your hand on it and left it there for a minute. The heat from your hand would change the... Anyway. Look at this. What is that, Kevin? Kevin got himself a new logo. I like it, man. They have run up a lot recently. Going to hold. And you know what? I talked about it with Jonah today. We mentioned the banks a little bit, and it looks like everybody overreacted. From time to time, the market does silly things, and it looked like it wasn't a banking problem, but it was a problem with a few banks, if that makes sense. And just everybody overreacts. I was buying Prudential in the $68 range for no reason. Everybody's like, well, it's a financial. Just sell everything in the financial sector. So it can feel dangerous, right? Because it feels a little funky buying. And those are some of the best times when it looks like, oh my God, there is a whole the whole banking market could collapse. It's not easy to buy, so it's easier said than done after the fact. So very nice, Kevin. I like that. Nice logo. Did you chat GPT it? I don't know. I'd love to know. Still talking about truest, oil and gas stocks and on snacks. Oil, gas, and snacks. Fucking gas stations. Oh, speaking of, who lives near a Come and Go? I just read that a group, I think out of Utah, is buying Come and Go, and they don't like the name. They don't like that double entendre, so they're going to be changing the name. I don't know to what. Rumor has it they're changing the name to Jizz and Split, but that'll be yet to be seen. Thoughts on Mondelez and VZ? Okay, so oil and gas stocks, they're going to be okay. They're going to be around for a while. They've taken a bit of a hit. I agree with my guy, European Dividend Growth Investor. The best time to buy it is when everyone thinks that oil is going to be going out of business. Everyone hates it. It's the death of oil. That's when you got to buy. Snacks are going to be okay. Dude, Ozempic and Wegovy and all those, it's a small fraction. People have to keep taking those, and I guess you're just going to get hooked on a drug, right? To stop. So I think they're going to be fine for a while. And then you want to know about Verizon. I hope it just inches up. Earning sentiment shift, probably looking a little bit better. I know that AT&T, Pascal Desroches, their CFO, has traditionally said that because of the way that their spending is that I guess it ramps up at the end of the year. So the first quarter or two, it looks like they usually have lower free cash flow than expected, but then they pile it up more toward the end of the year. And then on those earnings later in the year, people like that. So yeah, Prologis, Darth, what's up, man? Yeah, Prologis, Prologis, right? We work at Prologis for my work. My work works at Prologis when I go to work for my work, and that's where we work is Prologis, and I'm familiar with them. They, out of all the property managers we deal with, they are the ones that spend the most, economy of scale, right? They can attract bigger tenants. They can do better deals, I think, with them because of their scale. They can be more competitive, but they take care of their equipment. There's some property managers that are smaller that only replace equipment when it breaks. But when we do work for Prologis and we say, hey, this equipment starting to get a little cattywampus, you might want to think about replacing it. They're like, boop, do it. Let's get it in. Let's fix it. Let's do it. Ray, I don't know what happened there, but I got just for situations like this, I got my phone next to me playing here, and I saw it, so I don't know what happened there. Don't know why. That could, so I don't know if Kevin answered this, but Visa and MasterCard, they take a little bit of each transaction that's processed through their network. Brilliant idea. They handle no money. They verify. They're a payments processor. That's all that they do. And I'm sure you guys checked out Ryan Williams' video. So yeah, a lot of excitings. Darts long on Truist. I'm going to get caught up here. You guys are starting to get away from me. What's going on with that Bills-Chiefs game? Throw up on the screen. I can't see. Financial. Who do you got, Darth? Yeah. So I was texting Darth earlier this week, and I told him how we joked about. So let us know, Darth, just what stocks you don't own. Okay, just let's start there. Let's start with all those that you don't own. But KeyCorp, U.S. Bank, which one's HBank? That's not the Hawaii Bank, is it? I don't know. Regions Financial. I don't know FTI. I don't recognize FTIC. And Truist Financial. Oh, Fiverr. Dude, you should have. I did a logo from Fiverr. That's where I got the skeleton guy. Like 3 years ago now from Fiverr. But yeah, it did turn out nice. But buddy, you should have played around with ChatGPT You may or may not have noticed that some of my thumbnails are, I'm playing around with that. The only thing that stinks is GPT-4, it makes little squares, or it makes it squares, so I have to like blow it up to fit it to the YouTube thumbnail, and having some issues with that. But hey, we're so I got a little itch on my nose. People are like, what's the deal? Are you a cokehead all of a sudden? Never touched it, never would, right? Be like Bill Clinton. I just like the way it smells. Anyway, real estate. Oh, I asked earlier, where would you look at real estate? You think South Atlantis? Did they find that? East Texas. Verizon's. Yeah, dude. When are they not sinking money into something? And that's the problem. Is that yes, they're done spending now, but what's the next thing? There's always a next thing because technology is so rapidly evolving. There's always a next thing that they're going to have to spend on and be competitive on, and it's going to require more cash that they got to dump in. So, let's see. What'd you say, Kevin? Yeah, people are still. You know what? That's a great point, Kevin. Very good point. Is that indeed people may actually use the credit cards just a little bit more to make ends meet if things are tight. You know, that's a good point. And yeah, they don't bear any of the default. But if a large institution went under, then but those customers are going to go somewhere. So, man, that's just why Visa, especially, they're just so strong. They're just. I don't know what can upset them. Can anybody watching? Can you guys think will upset that? Will put them out? He doesn't own PSEC. Yeah, I looked into them a while ago and they looked awful. I'm trying to remember why, but no, it's Rita Morwa on Seeking Alpha did a comparison of Intel versus, I think it was Annaly Capital, ticker NLY, and if you held for 20 years. Even with all the dividend cuts from Annaly, because they pay out so much more, and if you were to drip that, you would have been further ahead than Intel, I believe, pre-cut from Intel. So, yeah, Steve, that's the thing. I put it on conservative, so when we set up these live streams, you can turn ads on or off, and you know, man, it's my time, so that's all. I don't charge you guys for anything, do I? No, it's just there's some affiliate links here and there, and I just figure, you know what? I put a lot of time into some things to make content for you guys. Hopefully it'll improve. And hey, if you got to sit through 5 seconds of a commercial and then hit skip, I don't know. That's probably a good deal, right? It's probably not that. Look at, he just got one about Bitcoin, but I did put it on conservative, so. You can pick the frequency that they'll show, or I could literally say I want a commercial shown every 5 minutes, and yeah, I won't do that. I thought for a goof it would be funny to put a commercial every 90 seconds just for the whole hour and see how long, but that would be dumb. That wouldn't be worth it. So hey, you guys want me to look up anything for here? We got 30 more minutes together. Is there any any stock you want to look at? Dude, we can. I'm trying to think if I could send you. I don't have it set up. I just realized I'm. Well, what BDCs are you loading up on, man? Let's look up a couple. Yeah, Frank, there you go. Good one with Philip Morris, Altria, Verizon, Microsoft, United Health. Only the government can mess with them. That's kind of true. I think that, and I'll answer this to Tomi. I think that they're a melting ice cube. Just more people are, or no, less people are. That would have been a double negative, right? To say more people are not using something. All right, I got you, Darth. We'll do that. Do you do anything with your Altria? I haven't. What I'm doing is, if you remember, I sold out of Innovative Industrial Properties right around 98. 100 felt like it was a little bit too high. So sold out of all the shares we were up on for IIPR, which was 37 of them, around $98. And I just put it was in the Roth, and I wanted that money to go somewhere. And I saw that Altria, was coming up on an ex-dividend, so we put it in there to get that 98 cents a share. We're at 100 shares in the Roth, few more in a couple other accounts, and I'm waiting to get positive because I would like to sell a covered call, an aggressive covered call, once it's closer to 43 to exit that way. But yeah, it's just personal preference. We've lost people to tobacco. It's just personal. Hey, if you want to invest in them, cool, good for you. But dude, who's winning? Let me know before you go. I guess I could pull it up here, but I don't want to be rude. Whose earnings are you guys looking forward to this week? Let us know. And yeah, text me. We'll set it up. I don't know, you want to come on next Sunday? We can do that. May I get you an SCHD stand on or something? Get a creator and I was gonna say a customer, right? Creator and a viewer, just like us, man. Just somebody that doesn't create. Andrew wants to know, is there any gold and silver stock dividend companies you would personally suggest? Yeah, I think probably I would just stick with Barrick Gold. They're one that I had owned for a while, but just the low yield, the slow increases, and just decided to put the money elsewhere. But, I mean, yeah, well, let's look at it. That's an interesting one. I'll pull it up for you real quick, Andrew. We'll see. I haven't peeked in on Barrick in quite some time. Let me see. I got to re-up my CFO dividends here. So let's go. Their ticker, by the way, is gold, GOLD. Oh, look at that. Their yield's gotten a little bit higher. So 47, yeah, borderline safe. And let's see. They maintained the dividend during the last recession. Again, if you guys want to pause this, I'll go a little bit fast here. Been growing the dividend for 6 years. That's good, but slow growth, look out. For Barrick, yeah, the dividend's been frozen since March of 22. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're about to lose their dividend growth streak. Oh yeah, they're Canadian. I forgot about that. So that's something to think about. I know Agnico, I think, is one. Yeah, see, their 5-year average is under 2%. That's kind of where they were when I sold them. So 42%. So now, could be a good time. $15. Yikes. I think when I sold them, they were over 20. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. Free cash flow payout ratio, way too high. That's probably why that dividend's been frozen for a minute. So, I just think you can do better. But hey, if you want to own, I would prefer them over gold. At least they're a cash flowing business. But yeah, free cash flow, look at that. They were real high in 20 and now they've gone down. So let's see. Yeah, they're buying back shares a little bit. They must have bought something there. I really don't know why they had that massive jump up in shares. So I'm assuming they used it to make an acquisition, perhaps. The return on it, just margins have been compressing. It's just it's not my cup of tea, man. Net debt is low. That's good, but it's just not my cup of tea. A little bit too cyclical for me. But yeah, what you can do? You can go to, I think, FinViz again, and you can search for gold stocks. It'll probably show them. All right, so there's one of them. Ray, I don't have triple Q. Technically, you're right. It is a dividend stock. Raytheon, I haven't dug into Raytheon. I'm pretty happy with Lockheed Martin. I do remember when Raytheon spun off, right? They spun off Carrier and Otis. That was interesting to me. So they were a bit of a conglomerate that was downsizing there. Yeah, Tuesday's going to be fun. A lot of earnings this week, everyone. So I'm honestly, fingers crossed that Visa misses their earnings because that could start a sell-off. So, for people like me, and I'm sorry for those of you that are invested, but when I want to start a position, so I'm pulling hard for nasty earnings for Visa and Costco because I'd love to start some positions, but they're just so strong. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Titomi likes Raytheon, misses when it was at a 52-week low. The earnings are not good. Dude, you just took the words out of my mouth, right? It's kind of funny. When you have a long-term mindset, you're really hoping for some of this. Oh wow, look at this. KC's gonna go in and win. Beautiful, interesting. Hey, shout out to the Lions. It took my breath away. Shout out to the Lions. They're on the cusp. They're 60 minutes away from going to their first ever Super Bowl. So that's who I'm pulling for. I'm pulling for those Lions. You know, they're the Midwest. I got to go for the Midwest team here. Can I look at EDP, Jeffries, Movado, and BCO? That might be a few too many, but you know what? I'll do it for you. I'll just give you the safety scores here, quick. So you wanted EDP. Watch this. We'll go fast. You're just going to get the safety score here from Simply Safe, and that's the best I'm going to do for you. So here we go. Hold on to your hats. Harsha is MPW going for bankruptcy. Possibly. Quite possibly. All right. What am I doing with you here? I'm going to show you. So get ready, my friend. You're going to get some safety scores. Rapid fire coming at you. And that's all you're going to get because it'll just take forever. And of course, the first one you give me, EDP. I don't know if this is the one you're thinking of. Energas, Portugal. They have no score. If that was not it, so very sorry. Let me know. You wanted Jeffries. Jeffries has a safety score of 60. And then you wanted Movado, right? MOV, the watchmaker. Movado Group. They're unrated, but they have almost 5% yield. I think they were safe. We did them on a recent video, and they look good. And then you wanted Brinks. Brinks has a 1% yield. No, they're unrated. It doesn't mean that they're bad when they're unrated. Just here, let me see if I can tell you. Brinks, that's interesting, actually. I haven't thought about them. You see their trucks driving around everywhere, right? They must be an old business. Yeah, founded in 1859. Look at that. So... yeah, they just raised their dividend after it was frozen for a minute. Oh, here you go. Sorry. They go ex-dividend in 11 days. So if you want that next dividend. Oh, yeah. Free cash flow payout ratio. Super low. Super duper low. I don't know why they're not raising it more. Look at that. Earnings per share. Those are nice. So far, nice margin. Let's see. They're buying back shares down to 47 million. Not bad. High return on equity lately. Yeah, they look actually pretty good. So, Brinks, interesting. Never peaked it on the net debt. Little high at 83%. That's a little bit of a bugaboo, and ICR could be higher. But there you go. There's Brinks. Not too bad, man. Not too shabby, my friend. Harsha is MPW going for bankruptcy. I'd be nervous. I would be very nervous. I know we've talked about owning... you know, it's going to reach a point where the stock is going to be below the liquidation value of the business. But do you really want to put your money if it looks like a business could, you know, that's that cigar butt stuff. Energy transfer, Harsha. Nice. I think that's what you're buying. Oh, that's right. You are right. Thank you for the correcting me because you're right. United Technologies had Raytheon, Carrier, and Otis. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. See, Papa's not perfect, and I love being corrected. Please correct me when I'm wrong. You just do it. So you're right. So, yeah, they split out Carrier. Otis, I tried to get a job with them when I got home from the Navy, and they weren't hiring this guy. So, happy with Raytheon, but share price is stuck for too long. Yeah, didn't they have some issues with... here, watch this. I think Raytheon, they had some issues with engines, didn't they? I think that was I think Simply Safe even wrote about it. Let's go up to Raytheon. Since you're so very nice, Harsha. Harsha. What am I? See, I'm goofing around talking. Here we go. Raytheon. 2.76% yield. 70s. Let's see. Yeah, so their estimated engine inspection costs exceed, it's a lot of E's. Estimated engine inspection costs exceed expectations. No change in the profile. So that was it. There was engine inspection costs. Interesting. What's their? I don't remember. Oh, wait, was that a cutout or that might have been the spin out? I don't know. I don't remember. No, they didn't cut. That's weird how it gets like this. You see that? It can get kind of goofy. It looks like they cut in 20. Maybe they did. I don't know. I didn't follow them in 2018, but yeah, their yield's about in line, right in the middle of their 52-week range. So I think could be a good time. Payout ratio, free cash, just a tad high, but nothing too bizarre out there. And let's see, buying back shares. That's interesting. I wonder what that big share dilution was for. Does anybody know what they did with it? And all right, let me get done with this. But if you want to pause this, you can look at some of these numbers. Harsha, we'll just net debt. I always love looking at the net debt to cap, 31%. So that is not too bad at all. Decent comp. I wish their interest coverage ratio was a little bit higher. All right, next, who's up? Oh, EPD. Yeah, EPD is pretty good, man. I'm still holding EPD. I'd like to buy them under 25. I don't know if they'll ever get there. Investing in Nike tomorrow. Solid. Stupidly, I'm waiting for them to get under 90. I don't know if they'll get there, but just solid. Going through a few headwinds. More bankruptcies this year? No clue. It depends, but I'll tell you what. It's very unlikely that the good businesses are going to go bankrupt, right? So it's just those teetering, tottering businesses. Old fiddle faddle. Pulchritude. Pulchritude's a fun word. You see where it happens here? We're watching Outlander. Good show. And the one guy, he's English, in 1744 used the word pulchritude. I forget what it means. I just remember the word. Smart, right? This guy using words he doesn't know. Yeah, so as far as your thought about bankruptcies, possibly, right? Things are always going bankrupt, but as far as anything notable, I don't know. MPW maybe. I guess I'd put them on the bingo card. Look at NWN. Yeah, I'll look at it for you real quick, buddy. That's who is your utility company, and you would eventually like them to pay you back. Foot the bill for your gas, buddy. Hey, he wants to foot the bill for the gas. He wants NWN to pay his gas bill out there. I don't know where you're at, but you're not in Chicago out here. Like, we're in Chicago. If you're out here in Chicago, chances are you're using ComEd to pay your bills. That's who's giving you. Oh no, they don't pay the gas. That's what am I thinking? I'm crazy tonight. That's ComEd. They pay that's your utility company, but for the gas, that's Nicor. Nicor is who's paying your gas. That's who you're paying your gas bill to. And I don't know how you invest in Nicor, but I don't know. What were we doing anyway here? I was looking up NWN for you. I almost said NWA. They were dangerous, those boys back in the day. I couldn't listen to them. I was not allowed. We were very, very religious. Look at this. What did I just type? I just typed NWA. No. Oh my God, I forgot it. Hold on, I gotta do this streamception. Sorry about this. NWN. You see what happens? You goof around. You go real heavy on the Chicago accent. You're gonna get some brats to watch the Bears. Get some beers. 5.13% dividend yield. 61 safety score. We'll just do the whole live stream like that. See how long I can keep it up. Trying to do a Chicago accent. Flat. Yeah, you don't get a whole lot of dividend growth. So I guess you're 68 years of dividend growth. My guess is it's just a dribble. Yeah, it's just a dribble. They're raising it a quarter of a penny. Yeah, it's a quarter of a penny. They raise it every year like clockwork. I don't know, man. I guess that yield's high, but I don't know. The yield's 37% above the 5-year. There you go. Now probably would be a good time to buy because it had been as high as 52. Will it ever go back there? We don't know. It's possible. And then, yeah, free cash flow payout. You don't look for that on utilities. 71%. So they had been a little high. They just look okay. They're just like a lot of utilities. They're just boring. Don't expect a lot of capital appreciation. They're going to just return your cash. Although they are diluting from dilute. Not a big fan of the dilution there. Return on equity low, low. Margins are middle. It's just It's just a meh. It's a meh stock. You're getting that yield, but I mean, there's not really any much growth there. And of course, here's me. I still am invested in Duke Energy, but yeah, it's good. It's safe. It's kind of like a monopoly, the regulated utilities, right? It's just, that's my professional opinion here of your your utility business. It's a meh. All right, enough of this. Pratt and Whitney engines. I don't remember what that's. Look at this, Matt. Matt, don't call me PBR Bittner. He's always on the PBR train. Not the Pabst Blue Ribbon, but the Petrobras Brasilio something or other. I'm looking forward to Visa. Again, Visa, I'm hoping, God in heaven, I hope that Visa's earnings are stinky. I hope they're awful and they get crushed. But I'm not getting my hopes up. Chances are they're going to crush earnings. Everybody's going to buy, and next week I'll come back and say, like, son of a gun, if I only would have bought Visa back last week. Bought American Tower, nice. The pouring stocks dividends, because I just read a comment of yours about real estate crashing. Yeah, no, the closest thing I think you're going to get to that is RIX, ticker RCI, right? It's called RIX. They do gentlemen's clubs. That's the closest that I think you're going to get to that. If you want to own some gentlemen's clubs, they own Bombshells. They're trying to branch out into a Hooters-esque type place. You got Hooters, and then there is Twin Peaks, which is lumberjack theme, and then they're trying to come out with Bombshells, which is military theme, and I guess they have military discounts. I think those are mostly in Texas, though. I think you guys are having another conversation because I don't remember what that's about. Thin crust pizza, no thank you. Oh, Ray, come on, man. You're from Chicago. You got to get the Geno's East deep dish. That's one of our favorites. It's the Geno's East deep dish. Rosati's is okay. Lou Malnati's is not too bad. But, for us, if you're asking us, it's Geno's East is where you got to go for the deep dish. My day job. I think you're talking about that to me, right? 2 Live Crew. Too Short. The only thing I remember about Too Short is he was the baller, right? He wish he was taller. Love Chicago thick crust pizza. You can't eat it all the time, okay? But being around here, I see people that try. There's people that try to go on that. Likes women with a strong Midwestern accent. Well, that's not me. That's my wife. Sometimes I can tell her she has. Yeah, I don't think they suck. They're just. Yeah, you're right, Kevin. Because they have to pay out so much. You're right. It's just. It's just the utilities are not. I guess they were. What do you think, Kevin? Do you think they're probably best for people that are retired and you just don't want to risk? It's almost right. It's kind of like a bond proxy. You just don't want to lose a lot of put your capital at risk. So, right? Yeah, I think you're right. Southern doesn't dilute hard. We covered NextEra Energy, a week or two ago. I like that name, Blaze. Kind of like Blaze Pascal. Anyone remember him? Right now, my portfolio. I don't know what that was regarding to. I must have missed that. Apologies, senor. Lo siento, senor. Yo no recuerdo tu. I don't remember your comment, and I don't know how to say comment in Spanish, so that one died on the vine. Yeah, wait. Watch your video last week. Your pick for WEC. Did I pick WEC? Boy, I don't even remember that. I think you might have me. Oh, you're talking to Kevin. Dude, I was tripping there for a second. I was thinking, boy, did I make a video and I talked about a business and I don't even remember it from last week. There you go. Connie's. I did forget Connie's. Haven't really been to Connie's too much. We had a wedding. I don't know. There was something with a wedding. Oh, an after dinner wedding. I don't know what it was. No, a baby shower. No, I don't know. For one of my wife's cousins, like 8 years ago, it was at a Connie's, the one on Archer, like the main one. I just heard it. Archer Avenue up there. It's at Archer Avenue over there in like Bridgeport neighborhood by Kaminsky Park. You're gonna go over there in Kaminsky Park where the White Sox play. That's where you gotta go. Hey, I just heard they're getting a new ball. They're getting a new stadium. They're gonna tear down Kaminsky. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. Yeah, there you go. Skilo. Oh, for Christ's sake. You're right, Craig. Mr. Stan, Craig. It is. Hey, I'm a punk guy, right? I'm a punk guy. I just remember that stuff being. I would go to people's houses. They would put on. A lot of you might not remember, like, MTV Raps and MTV. It would be on those channels. So, I never owned the albums, but I do remember them. So, anyway, I started to add knee to the LT. All right. My portfolio. Here you go, Blaze. Low on energy. You need some energy in your stocks there, or your portfolio. Exxon looks. Oh, this is good. This could be a topic for the next week if I talk with Darth. But I too told me I wouldn't go that far, buddy. I would not go that far at all. I might be one of the more strange people, in this niche. But yeah, as far as the best entertainment, oh hell no, dude. Anyway, what was I saying? Price anchoring. My cost basis on Exxon. Here, let's real quick. I want to share you my cost basis. I want to share you. There's that Cook County education. This guy's talking about he wants to share me. No dividends this week, another week, but here, where is it? This is the portfolio on Simply Safe, but it's going to be at the bottom. XOM, sorry to make you dizzy there. Very last. So we have 44 shares, cost per share of $45, which is a gain of 114%. I'm price anchored, but look at that. Here, let me zoom in on that. The yield on cost for Exxon, 8.41%. But I did buy during the pandemic crash, so that might be one of my higher yields on cost. There you go. The highest yield on cost we have is Energy Transfer, clocking in at 20% because the cost has gone up 120. Anyway, you can see Ultra Exxon is in the number 4 spot. So there you go. We got some high yielders in there. Chevron at 7%. And it's hard to give those up, right? You don't want to. You feel like if you buy there, then you're going to bring your yield on cost down. And it's pissing contest, I guess, because now I can't say, like, look, I have almost an 8.5% yield on Exxon. So, yeah, I do thank you for that, man. But I would disagree. I'm trying to get better, though. Yeah, utilities are bond ploxies, whatever a ploxy is. I don't know. Yeah, good points, Kevin. No. Definitely not. I'm having fun. I'm having fun doing this. I look forward to the live chats. And yeah, I think we'll set that up. We'll have Darth with us next week, and you can jabberjaw him about all his BDCs and tease him on what he doesn't own. Cost average. You know what, man? That's a good point. Thanks for giving me the idea, because there's sometimes I'm looking, like I'm swamped. This video I did was it was a little more time consuming, but if I do like a portfolio update and just run through what I just showed you, those are easy videos. So, this guy, there's got to be a name for that. What is that? Like yield on cost porn? It's like portfolio porn or something. That's kind of funny. All right, people, it's my Sunday night. It's your Sunday night. I'm assuming the Bills must have won, and it's time to get out of here. So not a lot of people in the house tonight, but that's okay. You were here. you watching me right now, and I thank you for that, dude. It's so very cool, and it's gonna be a busy week. Maybe we'll do earnings talk with Darth, or we'll do something. We'll get him to come on. Hopefully, he won't be vibrating this time. For those of you that saw us on the Ryan Williams live stream, it was a fun one. It was a fun one. The Chiefs won. Look at that. So that's it. We're down to the final four. We've got Detroit and San Fran, and then Baltimore and KC. Down to the final four. That's going to be fun. So I love the Super Bowl. It's a holiday here in the United States. It's a holiday. Yeah, I love you guys. I see. I got a show to watch and have a couple drinks before the week starts. So I do thank you guys for coming out. Thank you once again. I love you. So very, very cool. See ya.